Other passengers, we ask that there be no eating, drinking, or smoking on board. As a reminder, this is the Mickey and Friends tram, serving the parking structure and the Pinocchio parking area. Thank you. We will begin our trip shortly.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past. And here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future.
Disneyland is a magical place. There's something to do for everybody here. Everybody comes to Disneyland.
That's kind of what I think Disneyland is. It's a place that Walt Disney dreamed of, and I think he just wants people to come here and believe what he believed in, and to experience what he had, that like major dream and major plans for the future. About people coming together, you know, and I think that's what Walt Disney would want. People coming to have a good time and kind of leaving the real world behind.
America's the heartbeat of a holiday. The place was made with a magical plan, and just around the corner is a fantasy land. I'm walking right down the middle of Main Street, USA. I hear the music playing from the old-time ragtime band. I feel the whole place swaying with the people from across the land. To see the greatest smiling faces up and down the street, it's remarkable how friendly all the people can be. I'm walking right down the middle of Main Street, USA.
I saw them at Matt's Tea Party, and I went up to them because I saw the patch was like that caught my attention, you know. And I went up to them and I started talking to them, you know. And they were like, and I told them like, hey man, like I want to know more about this club, you know. It's what is it, you know? So they told me, and they're like, oh yeah, like we have meets every last Sunday of the month, so just come and hang out with us. But I came alone, so I was kind of nervous in a way, but my first meet, like, everyone, like, hugged me, like, oh, hey, nice to meet you, your name is this, hugging me, like, you know, and, yeah, I came one day, and now I'm here.
Well, a buddy of mine that we actually grew up together with, you know, we used to go to the same church, and our families are well acquainted and best friends. He actually told me, dude, you guys are always at Disneyland. Why don't you come hang out with a couple of my buddies? We're part of a social club. I know it sounds weird, you know, we're the guys with the vests and stuff, and you know, we would like to have you guys come out. So we came one day, and we were like, let's see what this is all about. We were kind of, I mean, we've seen the social clubs running around, and you know, the parks, and we're like, wow, how do you get a part of that? You know, how can you be involved? And lo and behold, one of my friends is already in Main Street.
I have been a member since the beginning. Pretty much the first meet was my first meet.
I've been a part of it for going on 2 years now. Was here for the first night meet when it was just the people that started it off was a couple barbers. And we had heard about it through a mutual friend, and we came, and it was me, my girl, and my daughter, and we were the only people that came to hang out and see what it was about, and then we joined that night, they asked us.
And this has always been a place that me and my family have always come to, just kind of like a good stress reliever. And so when I naturally found out through Main Street Elite, actually through one of my old barbers, he just told me about it, told me about the whole social club scene. I was kind of like iffy about it because I was looking at their pictures online and stuff. And so I emailed Mike, and I just told him exactly what Disney meant to me, like how I felt about the whole park. And so I came, I hung out with everyone. I really, really enjoyed it. And then a couple months after prospecting, I became a member.
I used to work for Amazon, and in that company, I actually ran into Robert. That's where I met him. And he had mentioned something about Main Street, and it did catch my attention because I've been a fan of Disneyland my whole life. And he told me about it. He was like, yeah, you know, I'm prospecting for this club there. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It didn't really catch my attention that much until I came to the parks with my family for the yearly trip that we do, and I ran into Mark. And Mark really was the one who was like, no, yeah, come, you know, come check us out. I'm not with the club today, but you know, they're really cool people. It's amazing. It's a family. So that's really what caught my eye more, because of how detailed he started getting with the club. And I met everyone. It wasn't a meet day, it was just a regular Sunday, but a lot of people showed up. And since then, I was like, I want to be a part of this. At first, I won't lie, I was like, those patches are cool. Where do I get it? And that's when he was like, no, you need to earn them. I'm like, hey, I'm down for it. Let's do this.
I started Main Street Elite 2 years ago with 3 of my friends, 2 whom I work with at a barbershop in Los Angeles. And there's had a cap on their members, and they said they were full up and they wouldn't be taking anybody else. So we thought that was really unfair, and we really didn't like the way that was going down. So I brought that to the attention to my buddies at work, and we were kind of just talking about it, and we got each other riled up to the point where we were like, well, we should start a club then. When we first started, we just recruited our friends, basically. Our first meet, there was 13 people there. Word spread. We had 120 members in under 8 months. So people, you know, wanted to join, and, you know, it was kind of got a little out of hand at first because we didn't really know how to handle all these people.
Just being here, it's like you go in the park and sometimes you just forget about your problems, like out of the park, you know? You feel like a little kid, like they say, and you do, which to me, I love that feeling. What I love about this club is like they understand, you know?
Well, growing up, my parents always found a way to bring me to Disneyland. We weren't the best off. We're definitely not a well-off family financially, but my parents always found a way to bring me here almost every birthday. At the time, I didn't really, you know, hey, it's my birthday time, you know, I get to go to Disneyland, and I didn't really know the struggle of how much it cost. And now that I'm older and I'm a father myself, I'm like, wow, they sacrificed a lot. And just the memories of holding those things with my family, with my parents, I wanted to share those same moments, those same ideas, those same the awestruck face that we make when we see our favorite Disney characters. To see that in my daughter, to see that relived in my daughter, brings me back to my childhood. And it's one of those things to where it's almost like I become a kid again, you know? And it's just the way it's, I guess you could say I feel young again. I feel like as old as she is, 2 years old, brand new, everything's possible.
Some of us were never able to do this as kids, and some of us, this is our chance.
So earlier in my life, I couldn't really afford it, you know, because it was expensive. And, you know, as I grew older and as I started working more, I had the opportunities to give my daughter the kind of a lifestyle with Disneyland that I wish I had growing up. Kind of those things where it just comes full circle when I bring her here, and it's just the things I enjoyed as a kid, now she gets to enjoy, and me as a father, I get to watch her enjoy it, you know? And that's, to me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, so Disney has really been able to bring me like just a channel, just a vast, huge channel of different kind of outlets in life that I can go to in order to really deal with the day-to-day struggles that every person like really has.
I do come here to get away from a lot of things. It's true when they say, you know, you can be a kid wherever you go here at Disneyland. When I've had struggles in the past, I've come to the parks and they just go away because I have just so much fun, so many memories here. It reminds me like there's still good out there. You know, don't worry about the outside world right now. Right now you're here and this is what matters. And like I said, with them, it's a lot of help. It's been a lot of help, and I owe them a lot for that. I come here to just get away from being an adult. You know, don't worry about bills, don't worry about your job, just come here, have fun. Because sometimes you need that. You need to get away for a little bit, because then you get all, you know, down and depressed and, you know, all that negative. Yeah, no, I'm not with that.
I've heard from other cast members that they have interesting initiation rites that sometimes involve stealing. I've heard they break down attractions.
Patched into us being, it's just finally like, out of all the hanging out that we've done and all the relationships, it's kind of like, I can say like a rite of passage, like, hey, you're officially part of the family. You know, like you hang out, you build relationships, and you start building friendships, and then finally it's one of those things where it's finally like the stamp of approval, that kind of like approved kind of thing. We've had people that have come in and they're just, you know, they don't fit, you know, because of the attitude or the way they come in, or, you know, that time of prospecting is what we call it. that time is kind of a filtering stage to where it's like, are they cool? Are they of the same mind, likeness, and heart of us as far as family and always being there for each other? Or is it something, that can be,
The prospecting process has varied throughout these last 2 years. When we first started the club, like me, I came to the first meet that first day, and by the end of the night, Mike had asked me if I wanted to be in the club. He was like, I really dig your family. I would like you guys. And we're like, okay, cool, And a few members, early members that are behind me right now, they've been here for a while. They got in after a couple days, maybe when the whole social media thing kicked off. We saw a lot of interest in people wanting to join our club. Obviously, we don't want, if it was not maintained the way it is, we would probably have like 300 members according to how people wanted to join. We had to come up with the process of maybe giving a lengthy time to see what they were about and what their true intentions were on why they wanted to join. Now it is about 6 months. We would like for it to be 6 months because I think that's a good time to see if a person, how often they come, what they like to do when they're here, how they interact with a bigger crowd. And we have mentors, which is in the early stages, we actually came up with patches like this red one. A new person came to hang out with the club. Anyone wearing a red diamond, you would distinguish them by that. So if you saw them wearing a red diamond, you would be like, oh, that's something I could ask about joining, and we got rid of that, and now we just randomly choose mentors, and that's just how it's been lately. So
We've made the mistake of letting people in that weren't really a good fit and that didn't really understand the reason why we were doing this. That's where the prospecting comes in. You can never really know someone in 6 months, but you can get a really good idea of who they are, especially with as much as we all tend to hang out. So it's kind of like, we're not forcing you to prospect. You don't have to prospect, but eventually, if you want to be an official member, you'll have to have a prospecting period. And there's no initiation. We don't ask you, all we ask you to do is come to the park and respect the park rules. That's one of our biggest, we have bylaws. We have rules that are set, and the number one rule is to respect the park. You don't leave your trash around. You don't disrespect people that are here either on vacation or either they're pass holders. Like, you don't disrespect anybody. You watch out for children. Like, it's well put together, and it just seems like it's chaotic because unless you really know what's going on, it just seems to be chaotic. Seeing all these people running around and looking the way they look and everything else.
How do you want to join Main Street League?
Honestly, just yeah.
Hey, that's my new beanie.
See, they all get along so well and fight like brothers and sisters. And I'm an only child, so with that being said, this is amazing. So I never really had that sibling thing with anybody, and with all of them, imagine. Yeah. I want to get into it's something different. You really don't hear about clubs at a theme park. And it being Disneyland, my favorite place in the world probably, I'm a Disney fan in general. It's pretty cool, like I said, something new, something really new.
I've heard them cutting in lines. I've heard them being really obnoxious to other guests.
They can leave a lot of trash. There's a lot of them.
Kind of trashing places, wherever they go, they kind of leave disaster in the wake. Being rude to cast members.
They can be just generally disrespectful and loud and rambunctious sometimes.
From what I've read, I guess some social clubs have territory, I guess, I guess they think we own Main Street, which we don't. I've heard other stories that obviously people, probably tourists, when they look at us, they may be a threat because, I don't have tattoos, but most of them, they have tattoos and they look like a threat, but they're not at all. They're the nicest people I've ever.
There's rumors that we're mean, that we're very unapproachable, and it's I understand it, I get it. We all pretty much wear black. We have tattoos, piercings, different color hair. But when you meet us, we're nothing like what people perceive us to be.
I started hearing stories that first that we were that it was a gang, and that second that we got in tons of fights, and that there was different types of altercations at the park on days that I were there, and it's so funny just to hear the fabrications of all of it.
We've had to deal with the whole biker thing, with it being a gang, with us fighting with other social clubs inside the park, which was very West Side Story-ish.
I will never forget this. I was at the park one day and he texted me while he was working and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "I heard there's a fight going on Main Street." And I was like right around the corner from Main Street and I was like, "A fight with who?" He's like, "Main Street Elite and the Neverlanders." So like I ran like right around the corner, like literally right around the corner, but there was nothing. So I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, I heard from some of the people that I work with, there's a fight right now. Security had to break it up." I'm like, "There's no fight right now. We're still in the park." And so I go over to where he's working at and he's telling me like, "Yeah, man, like I heard you guys got in a fight and that like the security had to break you up and you guys are banned from the park." And I said, "No, none of that happened. Who'd you hear it from?" And he said, "I heard it from a couple of people that I work with."
Me and Mike are pretty good friends with Angel, the founder of the Neverlanders. So when we would hear things like that, you know, he would text me or I would text him and be like, "Hey, so I guess we got in a fight today?" You know, and he'd be like, "Yeah, right, like, are you bruised up?" And I'm like, "No, like, I'm fine."
Stories like that started flustering more and more and more. He told me he would constantly hear rumors every day when he came to work, like we were sneaking in alcohol, we were sneaking in drugs, we were smoking in the bathrooms, we were like cutting in line. When I started hearing things, I never thought that the people of Disney would even care or would even think about it. I would always thought that they would just be like, "Oh, okay, it's something else that's going on in the park, whatever." But, you know, we literally would go to Disneyland and the security would be following us as soon as we came through the park. We didn't even have security follow us, like directly follow us. Like it wouldn't even be like casually or gracefully or secretly. No, security would literally be following us 5 feet away from behind us. But we would know it. I would like be with somebody from the club and be like, "Dude, they're following us." And they'd be like, "Yeah." And I would say, you know, let's just be cool. Don't even say anything. Let's just go to where we need to go to and just, you know, go about our day. And so, you know, it's for those situations, you just got to handle it. You just got to deal with it. Take it how it is and just continue to have fun. Don't try to be abrasive in any way, sort of fashion or no matter what you do, just have fun. I remember we were on Haunted Mansion one day and it was a huge group of us as usual, like 60 of us. And he told me, "Everybody at Disney's like talking about you guys." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" He's like, "You know, like the people like that run the park, like a lot of the managers are like asking about the social club scene." And I said, "Well, how many managers know?" He's like, "The whole park." He heard from one of his bosses because a lot of employees were asking about social clubs and how Disney felt about it, how the park managers felt about it, and they released a statement saying, "We're well aware of all the social clubs. We're aware of them being at the park. We enjoy the fact that there are these people that love Disney, and we're very mindful of the situation." So for me, when he told me that was like my first like, wow, like the higher ups of this Disney bubble, so to speak, is just knows about our existence and knows about what's going on.
We would catch a lot of grief, I think, from a lot of these like bloggers. I've caught them like taking pictures of us and someone will tell me, you know, and it was just a lot of people that just love Disneyland for the same reasons that just didn't take the time to understand why we love Disneyland. I think it's pretty funny that people consider us a gang or that would associate us with the style of a gang because 98% of the time I'm pushing a stroller. Based off of that statement alone, I think it's hilarious. I'm always with my daughter, and if I'm not with her, I'm always with one of my buddies in the club that has their kids with them. I can see where it might stem from, you know, the whole vest and tattoos and, you know, people see us with a beer and they, whatever, I mean, whatever stereotypes you want to throw into that category. And you can only do so much with whatever people want to make up. Just a regular guy that just loves Disneyland and I happen to have tattoos.
Think about it. Don't take it for what it's fed to you. Yeah. Think beyond that.
We weren't really in good standing with the Neverlanders because we were the second social club. We came out because they weren't able to have us join, so we, you know, became the second one, something that they thought we were copying, we were doing something. It was like, no, we were just kind of expanding because you weren't, you know, we wanted to be a part of that. And it's kind of funny to think if the Neverlanders let us join, that maybe there wouldn't be a Main Street Elite.
The fact that we got so much negative publicity in the beginning was a little hurtful because we're here to go on rides and eat churros and like, we're just here to have fun. And we found a group of people that wanted to do the same thing. Some of our parents, they're tattooed and they're pierced and they always wear black, and it's like, I'm a mom and I may look different, but I'm a mother. I respect people, I teach my daughter right from wrong. Like, there's nothing that a normal mother in like a cardigan sweater wouldn't do. You don't have to be a cookie cutter person to love Disney. You don't have to be 5 years old to want to be a kid.
We're just a social club. It says it at the bottom of our patch. It's just a bunch of us that just hang out together and just have a great time.
Steve Irwin, it's a Corvette. We don't need no roads.
I can't even understand anything.
We don't need no roads.
Orange?
What juice? Volkswagen? Beetle? Yes!
It just seems so strange to see something that looks so hard and mean in a place like Disneyland where there are princesses and fairies.
These people are amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't have asked for better friends. It's not just a park for some people. We're in each other's weddings and we're going to each other's birthday parties, and it's like, it originally was intended for people to meet, to have more friends in common with Disney and stuff like that, and it ended up turning into a family.
Just the vibe that you get when you're not even if you're not in the club, just if you hang out with us or them, you know, you feel welcomed, and that's something that I've always struggled with. I was never really social in a way, but when I met them, it was like automatic warmth. I felt acceptance, and me coming from, you know, my background and stuff, it's hard to get accepted in many places. But here with them, it was amazing. It was, like I said, I felt the welcomeness, the warmth. I'm shy at first, but because of them, I'm not shy no more. I'm not gonna lie, you know, I don't like really talking about it, but like I said, I feel comfortable. So because of me being, you know, gay, it's hard to go places and feel accepted right away. You know, there's gonna be heads turning, there's gonna be people talking behind your back, there's gonna be whispering. And I've dealt with that since I was 14, which is when I came out. And like I said, when I came here with them, I didn't feel that. That's when I knew I clicked. I was like, no, something special with this club and the people in it.
I've built the most precious relationships I have with people in general in like my entire life. The social club, all these people are my family, and they are an extension of my family that I have right now. These people are gonna be in my wedding. These people are like best friends. These people are people that I could really go through with everything.
We use Ohana a lot. Obviously, that's from like Lilo and Stitch, and we kind of ran with that when my girlfriend's son got diagnosed with leukemia.
When I first joined, it was March, April. In June, I have an older son, he's 13. In June, he was diagnosed with leukemia. In August, the entire club put together a fundraiser to raise money to help with my medical bills. And, sorry, it chokes me up every time. Michael had a fundraiser at the barber shop that he works at, and all the barbers worked for free. They provided haircuts, you donated the money, it went to the foundation. We had members that are tattoo artists that were also tattooing, and all the proceeds went as well. All the money was raised and we gave it to my son's, we paid off all his bills and everything, and these people didn't know me. Like, they had only known me for so long, and they were already willing to do so much for me. So that's why I love them. Sorry.
Just yesterday, I lost my grandmother. And coming from the type of family that I came from on my mother's side, it's not the most unified of relationships on that side of the family. And to let my brothers know, that's what I refer to them as, my brothers, and let them know that my grandmother passed. They were the only ones who texted me, and not even my own family did. And they offered help when not even my own family would. To see people that I didn't know 2 years ago step in and say, if you need anything, and genuinely mean it, it's a good feeling.
I really wish that everyone in general had this opportunity and had people around them like this, because I feel like I'm really, really lucky just to be able to gain all this from a theme park.
For most of us that have been here since the beginning, we'll never let go.
Hey, G! Do you want to join our MSC club?
I just got patched into the club.
So now you're a member?
I'm an official member now. Thankfully.
How does it feel?
No words can describe my feelings right now. No words. Actions probably, but no words. It's overwhelming. I'm holding it in still right now, but oh man. I'm officially part of this family. This amazing family that I got to meet 6 months ago. You know, we started off all as strangers. I was the shy kid, you know, didn't want to talk to nobody, and now I'm cool with everybody, and I can call them my brothers and sisters. It's been more of my family than my own.
Do we have any newly patched members that have been in the last couple months that just got patched in? Yeah. So have everyone come forward. We got G and we got Rachel.
Angela's on her way.
Angela's coming. All right, let's hear it for these guys. Congratulating our newest members. We got G, Rachel, Tony, and Angela's on her way. Give another round of applause.
This is actually my first meet as an official member, and I'm pretty excited for that. Yeah, it's cool. I'm not rocking the patches yet, but I'll get there eventually. Moment when it was happening, I almost cried. I teared up, but I sucked it up. I was like, nope, don't ruin your image. It's okay, but I will not lie though. That night when I went home, I cried. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. I was like, this is the most amazing thing that's happened in my life, especially because I was going through so many negative things these past few months. This really did help me, and it motivated me to just continue to do what I'm doing and fight the battle. You know, you're gonna lose some, you're gonna win some, but at the end of the day, it's up to you which one you choose to do.
Let me
When we first started, it was just a group of friends, and that's who we incorporated, and we put the word out there because we wanted to get more like-minded people in our group. But we didn't really expect it to turn into like something so big. I mean, you know, I have people in this club that were in my wedding, you know? It's like we think of, you know, we're fine with other people in this club, you know, watching our kids and, you know, us going off and knowing they're safe, just knowing that they're with our group. I didn't really expect it to get like that, and I get really emotional talking about it because, I mean, they mean a lot to me, and I know they mean a lot to each other, and they've kind of just, I don't know, you're here so much, and I think part of it is, you know, all the shit we got, all the stuff that, you know, people would say and throw at us, like, and it kind of made us tighter, you know, like getting all the ridicule, you know, we kind of came together more, and it was more of a camaraderie through all the chaos. These people are the people I see on the weekends, you know, I talk to these people every day, you know, I love all these people, and so everyone in this club, and it's just, you know, you spend enough time with some people and you have enough common interests, you know, they're your family.